let's go ahead and jump into it. So for those who don't know, GTP Toys, formerly known as Space Walls, they are a third-party company that made 6-inch and 3 3/4-inch scale props and Death Star walls for your Black Series or Vintage collection. That's what they were known for initially. A lot of people loved the Space Walls. They sold relatively well. I remember them being a big hit in the community, although at the time they were way too pricey for my blood. But then Space Walls went away, and they came back as a new company called GTP Toys with an officially licensed 1/12 scale Tantive 4 Blockade Runner diorama, which Justin is showing to you on screen right here. Now that's a little
bit of an update on there. No more orders being taken. Shipping 2021.
Yep.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, no. Well, they already confirmed that it's not shipping in 2021.
Right.
So, obviously, we've covered this for a while. There's a lot of issues going on. A lot of radio silence, a lot of drama. This has really been an entire saga about this 6-inch scale officially licensed diorama piece that was originally supposed to release in March of this year, correct?
Yeah.
But obviously due to, the global pandemic and a lot of other stuff that we've already talked about in the past, this item is still yet to be released.
Right.
Now
we got the dreaded email update.
Yes. So just yesterday at like 1 a.m, everyone who pre-ordered the Tantive 4 set got an email from GTP Toys basically announcing that they have filed for bankruptcy and that the the set will still be coming, but we are going to have to wait another 6 months for it, and it's going to be released under a new company.
Should I read this?
I think we should read it out loud so everyone can just hear this is also a pretty good recap of the entire drama. So
right. Allow me, since I have it right here.
Go ahead.
So this was written by Michael, the CEO, creator, and all that. GTP update story. Let me bring you up to speed with what's been going on this year. It started with COVID, of course, and working with a new factory that is Disney approved. This new factory wasn't nearly as good as my other factories that I had been working with for the past decade and where I made the original Space Walls at. Being Disney approved does not in any way mean the factory is better. So to work with an unknown/new factory and not be able to travel and check up on progress was a huge time killer. The factory was closed down 3 times for several months. Because of the huge amounts of money I spent on the Star Wars license and the super low sales numbers, I've been stuck doing the best I can with the sales coming in. I really thought that having the Star Wars license would help with sales. Instead, it greatly limited me to what I could post, what information I could share, what I could say, and how the sets were made. So, side note, this is kind of the excuse for the absolute radio silence.
Right.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. On top of all these problems that were honestly out of my hands, there have been mistakes and problems of my own doing. Losing John, which... Okay, he always words this in a way to make it sound like he died. He did not die. He quit the company.
Yeah.
It's oddly worded in every update that includes the losing of his brother, John. So he did not die. Losing John took a lot of the wind from my sails, and I found the project overwhelming on my own. He did all the Instagram posting and responded to messages and emails. I hate it, and I'm terrible at it. But that's not an excuse for not doing what should have been done. There has also been no money to get any help. The investors we found that got the project rolling backed out partway through, and we found ourselves out of money overnight. GTP sold about 4,500 original Space Walls sets worldwide. So of course I thought if I had the official license, I could at least double that, wouldn't you? The Tantive 4 sold about 490 sets. I needed a minimum of 2,500 sets to start production. All the money from sales has gone into tooling. I have taken a new job to stay afloat, and GTP is being run out of my garage. It's not a happy story, I know. Disney was good enough to extend my contract because everyone is behind in manufacturing right now. But that ended September 30th. This is why I can now tell you what's going on now. I loved making toys and being part of the toy community. The very last thing I would ever want is for anyone to lose out. I have never had a project that didn't make it to the hands of a customer. Delays are hard and frustrating. I've been on both sides of it. As a customer, you get scared and worried, and you really want to have the item you paid for. As the company, the stress of people wanting information that you can't share and the stress of being behind schedule is nearly unbearable at times. On top of the normal and even justified complaints, I've had internet trolls who got the GTP Facebook page shut down twice, website hacked, and got the site briefly shut down. The stress of these kind of attacks are soul-crushing. Even with all that, I'm doing everything I can to salvage this project. So what does it mean for everyone now that GTP no longer has the Star Wars license? It means GTP Toys will no longer be able to produce or sell the Tantive 4 licensed sets, and that we had to file for bankruptcy. So that's a huge hitter right there. Now what? Do I accept the failure and loss, accept the embarrassment with my peers, and just fade into obscurity? Or do I find some people to help and with a new LLC to bring back the original Space Walls line that I have been prohibited in making under contract or even mention, and raise the money and sales needed to finish the Tantive sets? Really important. Raise the money and sales needed to finish the Tantive sets.
2,000 sets.
Does that imply that we have to get that before it's made? I didn't realize that the first time I read the email.
We'll go back through and we'll discuss everything like piece by piece.
GTP has over 100K invested in just the tooling for the Tantive set. Only the big doorway and the floor is unfinished. I have sacrificed too much, and we have all come too far to not to have the sets. Most of the tooling for parts are already built. It would be tragic to have gotten this far and not finish. Most importantly, what this means to all of you with an outstanding order with GTP, it means that you will receive in time a Space Walls Princess Edition set from a new company. It's the Tantive set without licensing, but the added benefit of being modular again. The biggest complaint I've had, and something I was prohibited in making. The downside is obviously that it's going to take more time. So now we have some photos of some updated stuff. We saw some of this on their Instagram, but you can see like how the walls connect and the wall box there. All right, we're almost done. To sum it all up quick, you have not lost your money on this set. You will need to wait another 6 months or so to get it. And no, I can't offer you a refund at this time. The unlicensed sets will be modular. I know I've let you guys down, and from the IG comments, some of you are very frustrated with the lack of communication and updates, and some of you hate me. I am sorry. All I ever wanted to do was make awesome display sets for our Star Wars figures. I really tried to make something great for us. I will be looking for someone to take over Space Walls to hopefully keep those available for you all. May the Force be with you always. Michael, GTP Toys.
Okay, so
I need a sipper after that.
That was quite the email to wake up to. And there's obviously a lot to unpack with this email.
Right.
So, Justin, did you want to start out with?
There are a few things here. So, I believe this is genuine. I think they set out to do something great for the community, as they have in the past with Space Walls. So, with all that being said, I don't mean to slander anyone,
of course,
or disrespect or insult anyone.
Of course.
But I am a little scared on some points here. When I don't have to find it, but when they said to raise the funds necessary to produce the set, is that implying that they have to sell 1,510 more sets before this gets made? Because I don't think... Well, how does that make any sense? Because it's not even available anymore on here.
Right. No more orders being taken.
I don't get what that means at all. Like,
I
don't know.
I think my biggest fear is that this scenario with them having to find a new company to A, produce the space walls, B, say that they need to raise money. Do they need to raise this money from the space walls to just make the 490-ish sets that people have already
Or is he talking about space walls, the actual like Death Star walls?
Well, yeah, that's what he's talking about, bringing back space walls, the Death Star walls, to sell, to make money, to finish the Tantive sets.
Oh, I see.
So it's like, is that only for the 490 sets to finish? But then in parentheses he says 2,000 sets. So why are we making 2,000 sets if only 400 and basically 500 sets sold? Why would you produce an extra 1,500 that may or may not sell? That seems incredibly risky. Obviously, we don't know too much about the world of manufacturing action figures. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems bizarre that you would need to raise money to make 2,000 sets and then hope that 1,500 of them sell at some point. Because clearly the set did not sell well, extremely low interest. I was shocked when I was genuinely shocked when I saw that they had only sold about 490 sets. I didn't think it was that bad, but apparently it was.
We've talked about this before. Other companies do stuff like this that are officially licensed by Disney, and they have no issue updating their communities and such. So I don't know if that's a scapegoat. Because of Disney, I couldn't say anything, or... Yeah,
I don't know how much of that I really buy, because other companies that are officially licensed by Disney have obviously Hasbro's a much larger company, but you don't see them having any problems announcing stuff, if there's any delays or anything like that.
Left Coast Graphics is saying no. He is saying he is recreating the same diorama. Says he will honor orders with the new revised unlicensed set. So they're just scrapping that whole thing, I guess, because it can't be officially licensed by Disney anymore. Why would you get the contract extended if you knew you didn't meet the threshold?
Yeah, maybe they just automatically extended his contract. Like it wasn't maybe it wasn't like he reached out to them, but it was just kind of like they were like, hey,
Nightwing is saying they did another update on Instagram this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and
check it out. Okay, I did see this one. It says, keep calm. It's one of these. Keep calm and stay positive. He says there is a lot of misinformation and half-truths going around right now. If you have a set on order and didn't get the email last night, check your spam folder, send me your email. Some issues I want to address. Yes, GTP had to file bankruptcy. No, that does not mean you are not getting your sets. It just means that it will be from a different company. Yes, I cannot afford to renew the Star Wars license and still make this set happen. It's extremely expensive. No, I can't offer refunds at this time. That doesn't mean you can't get one in a few months. Restructuring is needed to bring in help to get the set finished and shipped out to you guys. So we're clearly not misinforming right now on the stream because this is directly from this email. So we're just trying to dissect this this email. But I don't know what to do or what to think about this. Nate, Skywalker, did you pre-order this or are you outside looking in?
No, I did pre-order this, so this is just it was when I seen it, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of like felt like I knew it was coming, but like I was still like surprised. But like
Yeah.
the whole time, I'm like, I wasn't too worried about it for a while, but then I was like, all right, this is like getting kind of fishy. And then this happens, and I'm like, I kind of felt it coming, but
Yeah.
it. I mean, I just want to know, what's gonna happen next, really. Like,
Yeah.
what are like because like I feel like in the email he's like kind of saying what's gonna happen next, but not really saying what's gonna happen next. So like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just confusing to me.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely seems like, obviously things didn't go the way he thought they were going to go, and
Which is
Yeah, definitely.
understandable.
right.
Right.
And I saw someone, Nightwing, asked why he thought that because he had the official license it would sell better. A lot of people don't like buying unlicensed stuff. I know that sounds kind of like a strange concept, but
Mhm.
when people see the official Star Wars logo, they're more inclined to purchase. I see where he's coming from with that, but clearly that backfired because I think it's probably
Yeah.
just too expensive.
But I
Right
think they
out of
also
That was the thing, I think.
right out of the gate, $200 up front,
Yeah. Right.
or at least $90 if you did the split payment plan.
Yeah, I do agree with Nightwing. A lot of misinformation due to poor and confusing information.
Oh, for sure.
Because this email is super long. I just read the entire thing. You guys saw how long that took me. And it's still kind of unnecessarily cryptic. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because I guess the point I was going to circle back to was that, you know, what new company? There's so many variables left on the table and questions unanswered right now
Right.
that at this point in the development of this set, this is not the time to not have your ducks in a row and go, this is what's happening, this is going on, this is the company, blah blah blah. Because him just basically saying that, hey Rob, him basically saying that you'll get your set, but a new company is going to make it. I don't know what new company. Is Michael going to be involved in the new company? How are they going to keep track of the orders that have already been placed? What about the people who did partial payments? Are their orders going to be kept track of as well? There's a lot of variables that I could see like 100% going wrong.
Nerk?
What's
so
up,
we're
Nerk?
we. We're three of the 490 right here.
all three of us here today paid for the GTP Toys Space Walls set, and it's just one of those things where it's like now I'm really nervous because we're gonna have to wait another 6 months or so.
Yeah, or so. That's the part that is like, man, I feel like he was just like beating around the bush the whole time. Like,
Right, like he knew this was coming but didn't want to say
Right.
anything.
Yeah, and like again, like I don't like put any. I think it was all in like good intentions,
Right.
and it's my first experience with like this company or Space Walls, which it's unfortunate that it's a kind of bad experience the first time, but I know he had great response to all his previous stuff. So I mean, it's just unfortunate, and
Mhm.
I think the guy really like had good intent, like previous stuff he was doing, and it really just kind of didn't work out to his mindset or his what he thought the potential was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I do think the intention was pure.
Right.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I mean, you got to draw a line somewhere where I start getting angry and just think that it's like flat out ridiculous. I think I'm at that point. I just don't see how something like this could be forgiven at this point.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Well, it's hard to say because, like, I want to believe what he says. I want to believe that Disney was the reason that he couldn't say the things he wanted to say. But at the same time, if it was going to be this bad, I feel like at a certain point, you just have to step up and be like, I have to let my customers know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because now we're in a situation like this where out of nowhere, just one random day of the week, you get an email that basically boils down to, we filed for bankruptcy and you'll get your set one day at some point.
Because we still have to find, that's another red flag, is that there's no third-party company lined up. We still have to go out and pitch to other companies to make the set. And with COVID and manufacturing and production and shipping, it's like, I feel like this is a lost cause, in my own opinion, because I don't want to slander and just say, everyone get your pitchforks.
Right.
But for me, personally, I'm jumping ship. I'm abandoning this, and I am jumping ship. So, hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up, Sean? What about you, Skywalker? Are you going to hold out, or are you going to try and get your money back?
I don't know. Like, I feel like at this point, like, I've waited this long. I don't see a point in, like, for me personally, I feel like I'll hold out for at least a little bit longer, maybe to see if he gives out another statement or something like that. But I mean, eventually, I'm probably gonna, jump ship eventually. But I'll give him like the benefit of the doubt at the moment. So, yeah.
I'm right there with you, Skywalker. I'm gonna hold out for a little bit longer, but at the same time, now that it is unlicensed, if he continues to not post updates, then he's really going to have no excuse, because his scapegoat right now was Disney wouldn't let me say this or that. But what happens when, now that we're unlicensed, and the silence continues? That's gonna really set me off, because then we're gonna all know that the whole Disney wouldn't let me say anything is pretty much just a load of baloney. Whether you like posting on social media or not, if you are the person that's running this business, you have to keep your customers informed, especially when they pay up front for your item.
Exactly.
So I'm really curious to see if the updates are going to be more plentiful, a little bit more in depth. Also, I really feel like he never said anything about the set not being modular anymore. I really feel like I always was under the impression that it was a modular set. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at all the update posts, but when he mentioned that in the email, I was like, wait a minute. I thought this was modular the whole time. And I saw some people commenting as well saying, maybe he picked the wrong diorama piece to lead off with. What's up, Clio? Which, maybe that could have something to do with the super low sales. I mean, realistically, you can, in the Black Series at least, put Princess Leia, Stormtroopers, Darth Vader, and Rebel Fleet Troopers into this set. I think most people have Princess Leia and obviously Stormtroopers and Darth Vader, but I think, maybe because the Rebel Fleet Troopers kind of a little bit of a harder figure to get, maybe people were less interested in this.
Right.
I think it was just third-party company.
Yeah.
$200 set, payment up front.
Right.
490 sales still shocked me. I thought it would have been more.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with the popularity of Space Walls, which, by the way, chat, can someone tell me how much Space Walls were when they came out? Because that's the other thing I'm curious about, because I don't remember how much exactly the Space Walls were when they came out. But Yeah, Left Coast, I know the new set will be modular, by the way, but I'm pretty sure when the original set was announced, he said it was modular. And then never said anything else until this. But gosh, it's just
It's a heartbreaking update, and it's like kind of in the back of my mind when all this stuff was happening. I kind of just knew this was going to happen.
right.
That's the thing, is that I held out hope all this time. I didn't defend. I've looked at this through a neutral, thorough, factual point of view. With my original video that I made, the Where is the GTP Toys set video, I 100% remain neutral. I'm freaking Associated Press. I'm not biased either way. Okay, I tried my best to look at it. But I held out hope for so long, and in the back of my head, I was like, they're just going to file for bankruptcy, and we're just going to take the L on our $200. And
Right.
they're saying this isn't the case, but it's just not good news.
Because that's what I'm also wondering is, because they've already filed for bankruptcy, are you going to be able to get your money back?
Well, okay,
Right.
I would not like to talk too much about refunds or getting your money back,
Right.
but I do work at a bank. I have a little bit of insider knowledge about visa disputes and such, and it's more possible if you pay, because you had to pay either through PayPal or Amazon. If you paid with a PayPal balance, it's going to be a lot harder. But if you paid with your card through PayPal, it'll be a little easier. Even when a company files for bankruptcy, it's actually your bank that reimburses you, because you have that. I mean, depending on the bank, of course. I work for a really good bank that gives you all sorts of protections and security, anti-overcharging stuff. It's a good, there's a lot of benefits to it. So they will reimburse you if they investigate something and find out that it was in fact a fraud, or not necessarily fraud, but like within reason, unfair transaction, or like you didn't get what was expected. Because there's stuff, people literally file visa disputes because like their custom cake wasn't hot pink enough, and sometimes they win those kind of things. So it's like, hey, Greedo and a Speedo,
what's up, Greedo? Nice little hockey mask there for the holidays.
But I don't want to encourage or not encourage people to try to get refunds, because I don't know how like slanderous that is. Considering we're broadcasting to people. Right, so I'm not going to say one way or the other if you are going to make the attempt to get a refund or something. Something interesting here is that they say you can't get a refund at this time, or at least for the next few months. So maybe like, I don't know what that means either. But
well, I think it's at this point, maybe he's talking about like a direct refund from him and not like a transaction dispute. Because obviously our money has technically been spent. As he stated in the email, all of the money from sales has been spent on the tooling for the set. So maybe a direct refund from him is not possible at the moment, but maybe he's hoping with the revival of Space Walls, he'll have enough capital left over to give people refunds if they want direct refunds from him. But again, I feel like that is another situation where he's just being optimistic about bringing Space Walls back, which, by the way, Nightwing said the 9-piece set was $90.
Okay.
So still a fairly expensive item there.
Also, hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom. She's not my real mom, but I like to call her Mom to confuse everyone in the chat.
She's my mom, and yeah, Nate and I are not brothers.
I know that's always a big shock, is we're not actually related. But now are people going to be afraid to buy Space Walls when they come back? Because that's the other thing I've got thinking in my mind is people are going to be like, well, I didn't get my Tantive 4 set from you, so why would I buy these?
Yeah.
Also, Fig Fury, Todd coming in with the $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Todd. Well, if you guys do get screwed out of your order, then I hope this helps in lessening the sting. Thank you, brother. That definitely
It does.
It does. It does.
All right.
I'm still hoping that I get that set back. But Justin, roll a special clip for old Fig Boy.
All right.
We can pay you 2,000 now, plus 15 when we reach Alderaan.
17. Okay, you guys got yourselves a ship.
Thank you so much, Fig, for your channel support. It goes a super long way. We say it every time, but it truly does. Truly does.
Yes. Stone Cold Killer says, I'd rather have Space Walls than the full Dio, but even if they do come back, I don't think I could trust this guy now. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen. And what's up, Lukeness? Nice to see you. No worries about being late. Seeing Lukeness, though, always reminds me to tell everyone to hit that like button, and also what is up to our lurkers today. Love us some lurkers. But
there might be quite a bit. We've been at over 100 people in the chat for a while now, so there might be
also
quite a few.
Subscribe to Skywalker Hendricks, our very special guest today. But like, that's what I'm afraid of now. Is it, even if he does bring back Space Walls, people are going to be like, well, all 490-ish of us that bought the Tantive 4 set are probably going to go.
Yeah. What's up, Johnny?
Even though those Space Walls do look amazing, they did look amazing at the time. Also, what's up, David? Nice to see you. Excellent Doctor Strange cosplay there. We also got Connor. And we also got David in here as well. Woolstalker25. Love seeing our lurkers. Love seeing the lurkers. But it's okay to lurk. It is definitely okay. But yeah, so that's pretty much the GTP saga at this point. Not good news for all 490-ish of us that invested into this project. We're allegedly going to get it at some point, someday, but who knows when that's going to be.
Horrible, terrible news. That's to end this topic. Horrible, terrible news. And if we do end up clipping this part of the stream and uploading it as a normal video, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah.